If you're joining now, I'm Clay Souza. I'm a wedding and portrait photographer in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And if you're watching this later, you either watching on our Instagram feed at Clay Souza Official, or our YouTube channel, or our Facebook pages. All are Clay Souza Official. We're coming live here every Monday and Wednesday at 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time to talk about photography. Most importantly, the three pillars of photography: lighting, composition, and posing. But tonight we're going to take a little detour. We're going to talk about booking, because like I was saying before, you can take the best, the most beautiful pictures ever, but if you don't book, it doesn't mean anything unless it's memories, right? And I have a lot of stuff to talk. I have 2 pages of notes. hey, that I hope I'm going to get through them. But at the end, hang out, because at the end, I'm going to give you 3 tips to going to help you to book more. 3 major tips that's going to help you to book more. Okay, so let's talk about booking. All right, there are a lot of stuff needs to line up before we can book. We can book a session, we can book a wedding, we can book a high school senior, whatever. There's a lot to needs to line up. Okay, but there's this misconception that when you're doing consultations, you're not selling. Hey, guess what? Selling is a negotiation, and you are negotiating all the time. Either you know it or you don't, either you like it or not, you are always doing some type of business transactions. Let me give you an example. If you have another job other than photography, you negotiate your salary, you negotiate your breaks, you negotiate your vacation, you negotiate your sick days, you negotiate your health plan. It's all negotiations. Plus, you negotiate with projects you're going to work on. You negotiate how much time you're going to spend on some projects. It's like every single day a negotiation. All day long is a negotiation. Out of the work environment, at home, you are, if you're married, if you have a boy, if you live with somebody else. If you live by yourself, you're negotiating with yourself. But if you live with somebody else, you always negotiate. It's all like a business transaction. And I'm going to give you some examples. You negotiate, are you going to go out tonight? Where are you going to go? What are you going to eat? What are you going to drink? All right? You want pasta. She wants Korean. You're negotiating that. Okay? She wants to eat at home. You want to go out. You're negotiating. It's all the time, guys. With kids, if you guys have kids, you are negotiating all the time. We are negotiating all the time. We just don't realize, because you usually negotiate with people that we like. Okay, and that has a big impact in being successful or not. All right, so with booking. So let me give you this scenario. Let's play this. Let's say you're married and you want to buy that brand new spanking camera. All right, but you need to convince. I mean, if you most married people go through this, you need to convince your significant other that you're going to spend that money, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for that camera that you really want. What do? You just don't walk. You just don't go to Amazon, look at the camera, walk out and say, I'm going to buy this camera. There's some dance that needs to happen there, right? You're going to pick the right time. You're going to pick the right situation. You're going to have the right tone of voice. You're going to study everything about that camera, and you're going to do your pitch. There, right? This is how it works, and this is what sale is. All right? There's one difference between you pitching something to your significant other and you pitching something to a client. The biggest difference is you know your wife, you know your significant other, you know which buttons to push, you know how far it is, how far to go, right? So might say, oh, you offer the wife a car so you can buy a camera. That's right. So with your wife, with your husband, with your significant other, you know this person very well. You've been in a relationship for a while. You know what to say. You know which words to use. You know what triggers this person positively. You know the time. You know all of this. You have all of this information already preloaded in your head. So you know how to talk to them. What happens when you get a client, somebody interested in your job, right? When you get somebody interested in what you do, you know nothing about them. You know nothing. How are you going to sell? Because, guys, sales is, first thing you have to believe in it, right? If you don't believe in what you sell, if you don't believe in your photography, if you don't believe in your products, you're not going to sell. You're not going to book. I mean, that is a given. The first thing you need to believe on what you do. And if you don't, there's a whole different live, a whole different video that you need to do about that. But if we look at consumer behavior, think of yourself as a consumer, as somebody who's going to buy something. What are your behaviors, right? You do your research. You tend to go to the place that you already know. You tend to talk to people who you already know. That's human behavior, because that's your safe spot. It's your safe place. But if you never got married, for instance, you never hired a photographer to get married. And there are three things that we know, and when I say we, I say research knows that about buying behavior. People buy from people who they like, people buy from people that they know, and people buy from people that they trust. Those are the three pillars of sales. They buy from who they trust, they buy from who they know, and they buy from who they like. Okay, if you go to a restaurant and if you like it there, if you're well treated, everybody treats you well, you tend to go back and buy again. Okay, that's why I'm always talking to you about be nice to people, because people are going to refer you, people are going to buy for you. So if there's one thing that you need to take from this life, just three things. All right, people buy from people they know, from people they like, and from people they trust. And it's your job now, with that information, to make yourself known, to make yourself likable, and to make yourself trusted. But Clay, how do I do that? How do I do that? I'm going to tell you. Social media, either you like it or not, either you like Facebook or you don't, if you like Instagram or you don't. And I'm going to go Facebook and Instagram, and I'm not going to go on the other ones, because I don't think for photography, I don't know, maybe TikTok, but I don't think the public is there yet. You need to be online. You need to be on social media, either you like it or not. If you want to book, if you want to get to be known, if you want to get to be trusted, if you want to be liked, you have to be on social media. You have to interact with people. You have to talk to people. You have to go there and post. And when I say post, it's not like one post a week. One post a week is not going to do anything for you. You have to post every single day at least. On Instagram today, we've been posting, look how many posts I make on this channel. I mean, I'm posting in the morning, I'm posting in the afternoon, I'm posting at night, and I'm doing different things. I'm posting stories, like 3 stories a day at least. I'm posting pictures, and I'm posting tutorials. I'm posting, what's the name of that thing? The carousel. Right? You need to be online, and guys, this is what it is. Either we like it or not, you need to have a presence online. First thing, because online, people are going to get to know you. People are going to get to know who you are. So if you look at my feed here on Instagram, on my feed itself, I'm always talking about something business related. I'm talking about photography. I'm talking about posing, composition, lighting, selling, booking, all kind of stuff, right? IPS. On my stories, I post things that usually are more related to me. They are related to me, to my life, right? I go running and I post something about my run. Right? I go to shoot a wedding. We are filming what we do, what's in my bag, what I'm bringing, why I'm doing this and that. Do I schedule this post? I don't, at this point, not yet. I'm getting to the point where I've been getting so busy that I need to do that. But that requires a lot of planning, which I'm starting to do right now. That's going to be my next step, Marcio. Start scheduling those posts and having a plan. I'm still a little bit reactive. I'm still learning a lot about Instagram. But that will be my next step. Like take one day, like one weekend, like one day on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, schedule for the whole week and just let it post for me. Okay, so you need to be on social media. Social media is going to get you known. Social media is going to get you, people are going to start seeing your work and learning your name, right? People need to know your name. People need to know who you are. They need to see, when they think about photography, they think about you. Okay, but if you're not seeing, who is not seeing is not remembered. I mean, this is huge, right? You need to be seeing every single. My goal is like every time I go to Instagram, every time you go on Instagram, I want you guys to see my name right there on the little icons on the top of the Instagram. I want to be in your face all the time, because that's how recognition happens. There's no other way around it. And I know it feels odd. It took me a while to get used to posting every single day. Today, already, I get up and I'm like, what am I going to post today? Right? Already, I'm making my daily plan. What I'm going to post. Is it a live day? Usually live, I think, like 1 or 2 days before. And I start planning the live in the morning. So, you need to be there. So, when you get a good presence online, you're going to be known. Okay? How are you going to be trusted? You're going to be trusted by, one, your portfolio. All right? One portfolio. You need to have a good, solid portfolio online and on the website. I put a question the other day here. People who, when you are asked, where can I see your work? Do you send them to your website or you send them to Instagram? 75% of people said Instagram. And that is worrisome. That is concerning. You know why? Because you put all your eggs, you put 75% of your eggs on somebody's basket. Instagram can go away tomorrow. Facebook can go away tomorrow. And you have nothing to do. If that happens, there's nothing you can do about it. So this outage that Facebook had, that was a huge sign that you cannot have all your eggs on social media. You have to have your website. When people ask me where they can see my stuff, I send them to my website. Why? On my website, I control the language. I control what they can see. I control where they see. I guide them to click where I want them to click. On social media, you're playing on somebody's backyard. The day that they fence that backyard, you can't go in anymore. You can't go in anymore. Now, if all your eggs are there, you're done. You have to start over again. It's not a good strategy to have all your eggs on social media. It does not work. At some point, Instagram is going to go away. And I say this because Instagram is not a social media that builds relationships. Facebook only survives because it builds relationships, right? There's a lot of people, especially people like me who live abroad, they connect to their families. They know the events. There's a lot of crap out there. Yeah, I know. But it still makes connections. Instagram doesn't make a single connection. It's all about window shopping. Why do you think, how many times Instagram changes, how many times Facebook changes? Why do you think there's so many changes to Instagram every once in a while? They need to make it interesting. If they don't make any changes like they don't do in Facebook, it's going to get boring and people are going to walk away from it. That's why they need to bring new features all the time, because it doesn't create connections. It's not deep enough. That's why I don't believe Instagram is going to be something that's going to be here for another 10 years. I think there's going to be something else that's going to come and swipe it. Right? So my advice for you, do not put all your eggs on social media. Yes, you need to be there. You need to be active, but have your website. And remember, your website, you have control over what you display, how you display it, which language you use, all that type of stuff. Social media, you don't. Social media, especially people, photographers who work with boudoir, they get blocked right and left because it's sometimes flagged as nudity. There's nothing they can do about it, right? So you need to be careful with that. So don't really put all your eggs. I was a little bit concerned about the results of that poll, because 75% of people said, when people ask me about my work, I send them to Instagram. I send them to my website, and then I send them to Instagram. I say, but if you want to look at Instagram, go there. I don't even send them to Facebook anymore. Go to Instagram. Here's a little bit of my work, but you're better off on my website. Because website, I'm controlling the language. I'm telling them what I want to. I'm creating that connection with them, because it's all about connections. Sales is all about connections. All right, and we're talking about sales here. We're talking about booking, and booking is sales. Okay, so in social media, they're gonna know you, your portfolio on your website, and on your social media. They're gonna start liking your work. They're gonna start liking you. Use the stories to show who you are as a person, not as a professional, as a person, who you are, right? Open up a little bit the doors inside your life on your stories, but keep your feed clean. You're not going to see politics on my feed. You're not going to see religion on my feed. You're not going to see anything controversial, because you never know who's on the other side reading that, and that could mean a booking or not. All right. So people buy from people who know, people they like, and from people who trust. So how are you going to build trust? Trust is built on your reviews. You need to go out to those clients that have shot and ask them to write you a review. It's simple like that. If they like your work, ask them for a 5-star review. If they don't give you a 5-star review, you need to know why. You need to fix something, because anything less than 5-star is not desirable. Okay? Go back to your clients and ask them for a review. Ask them for a review on Google first. Google is your friend. Google is a major search engine in this country, in the world. So Google is your friend. Ask them to write your review on Google. I was looking at our reviews today before this. So we have 38 reviews, 4.9 stars. I don't get 5 because it gets spammed by somebody who wrote us like a 1. Gave us like a 1-star review, and I never worked with this person, don't know who he or she is, have no idea who he is. That's why we have 4.9. Otherwise, we'd have 5 stars. We have 4.9 on Google, 5 on Wide and Wire, 5 on Facebook, I believe. Okay, but you ask for review, they're gonna write a review. Go back and reply. Thank them for the review. All right, and start watching what they write about you, because those words are going to become keywords on your website, right? Got my logos like photos by Clay, exquisite, creative, and memorable, right? I took those words from the reviews that I received, because those are common words that people talk about us. Right? Or he's very creative, very exquisite. He's all that type of stuff. Those words, they're going to go in your website. Keywords that are going to go in your website to describe you. Show who you are. Don't be afraid of it. Okay? Because this creates trust. So research says that every time somebody refers a vendor to you, I'm sorry. Let's start over again. Every time a potential customer reads a review, a review online, it has the same, nowadays it has the same impact of a friend giving them recommendation of a vendor. I mean, that's huge, guys. That's huge. You want those reviews. You need to go there. That's how you're going to build trust. So let's go back again. People buy from people who they know, people buy from people who they like, and people buy from people who they trust. And you have to use the online tools today to build this get to be known, get to be liked, and get to be trusted. All right, so use social media. It is free, it's out there, it takes time. It sucks on the beginning, it sucks, you know what, but you're going to get used to it and you're going to see results. You're going to get more and more exciting. So I want to put a challenge here for you. Let's do before I do this, let me tell you this. When you post on Instagram or Facebook, let's say you did a wedding, you did a high school senior, an event, whatever it is, do not go ahead there and post 5 images. Don't do that, because then if you don't have another event for like 4 weeks, you don't have anything else to post. Post one single image, tell a story, write text. Social media lives off text. Google lives off text. Remember the talk that I had with Fuse here? She was talking about text. Photographers have a hard time ranking well on search engine because all you have is photography. We need to put text on our websites, and this text needs to be targeted, needs to have keywords. Okay, so write something when you post. Write a longer post. Don't write like something like just it was a beautiful wedding. No. Talk about the wedding. Tag your vendors. Make connection. Tag the vendors of the wedding. We ask all our brides, give me a vendor list. I forget all the time. Dan is the one going back behind me, correcting what wrong stuff that I do. But we have now one thing that I noticed that Dan has been doing. It wasn't my idea. It was a great idea that she had. When we do the wedding, we divide everything by category. We've been doing this for a long time. Divide by category on the wedding. Let's say ceremony, first look, blah 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 blah, and that's how it goes into Lightroom to collections, and that's how we do. And now I've been noticing that lately, this year there's this little folder called Docs that show there. She drops the timeline there on the Docs. She drops the vendors list there on those Docs. She drops everything that she knows about that couple on that Docs folder. It's accessible to us all the time. So when you're going to do social media, we go to that folder and copy their Instagram, their Facebook, and tag them back. Okay? Because those connections are going to bring you. We're going to talk about them later on. All right? So these are the 3 things that you need to know. Now, don't forget, at the end, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to book more. Right? 3 simple tips that you can put in effect right now to book more. Okay? So let me look at my timer here. Oh, I'm already talking way too much. All right. So if you go back to the mentality, what you need to do, what you need to say, here's a few things that you need to remember. You need to remember there are challenges. When you're booking, there's always challenge, right? We are here to deal with those challenges. Okay? There are I categorize them in 2 types of challenge. There are the challenge that you cannot control, and there are the challenge that you can control. Let's talk about those 2. I'm looking at my notes here because I wrote a lot of stuff. I'm not going to remember this off the cuff. So what are the challenges that you cannot control? You don't know what they want. You don't know them. You don't know who they are. You don't know the budget. And you don't know if they will like you or not. Those are the 4 major challenges. There are more out there, but those are the 4 major challenges that we have when somebody picks up the phone and talks to us, or somebody comes to our studio or home studio, whatever. You see your clients to try to book you. You have those 4 things that are big. You don't know who they are, you don't know what they want, you don't know the budget, and you don't know if they're going to like you or not. Those things you cannot control. Don't over stress over it. Do not make a big deal of it, because I'm going to show you how you get to those information. Let's go now over what you can control, because those you can control, right? You can control your environment. You can control where you do the consultation. You can control your products, which products you offer. You can control. So you know why. Know your products. You know why they cost what they cost and what they made of, how good they are. You know that those are the things that you know that you should be emphasizing on your consultation, right? You know how flexible you're going to be on pricing. You know how much discount you can give. You should know it. All of these things, I have like a should in parentheses here, right? I can show you right here. I have like a should on each one of them, because you should know these things. If you're out there trying to sell, you should know these things. And the most important thing, you should know how to control the conversation. All right? And those are the things that you control. Those are easy. You control them. All right? So you control your environment, you control your products, you control how much things cost, you control how flex you can be on pricing, or you control the conversation. You can control the conversation. Let's go back now to things that you cannot control, because you're going to tie them together next. You cannot control. You don't know what they want. You don't know who they are. You don't know the budget. You don't know if they're going to like it or not. And the most important part is you don't know if they like you or not. Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection is a major thing when you're selling. Sometimes we bend backwards just to please the client or the potential client. All right? And we end up put yourselves in some odd situation sometimes, okay? Because the fear of rejection. Nobody likes being rejected. Nobody likes being rejected, right? When your client says no, or potential client says no to you, or they never say no, right? They just either ghost you or find somebody else. It's just a matter of life. It's what it is. How many times you walk into a store and you don't buy anything? Just think about this, guys. How many times you go to a store and you don't buy anything? That's rejection right there. You're rejecting the store, right? So you should be all right with people not booking you. But you need, if that happens all the time, you need to kind of see what's going on. There's something going on there. Okay, so how are we going to deal with the things that we don't know? And I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things that you can do to deal with the challenge that you don't know. This is like what not to do when you are in a consultation. All right? When you are in a consultation, remember, you don't know who they are. So if we tie these things back, people buy, what I said in a few minutes back, people buy from people who they know. They walk into your studio, they don't know you. People buy from people who they like. They walk into your studio, they still don't like you. And people buy who they trust. Do they trust you? You need to make yourself trust, liked, and known. See, Manuel is saying at the beginning 2 out of 10 books, now 8 out of 10. That's a huge improvement. Congratulations, Manuel. Yeah, it takes time. I will tell you, it takes time. It's scary the first time, but you get there. All right? So let's go back and talk about this. What not to do when you're doing a consultation. These are like what not to do. Do not talk more than you need. I'm a person who talk a lot. I talk a lot. I lost so many opportunities, so many clients, potential clients, because I talked my way out of the booking. I managed to talk my way out of the booking, right? You say what you need to say and you shut up and you stop talking. Let them talk. Why? Why am I asking you guys to let them talk? Because when you let them talk, you're gonna get to know them. And you're picking up those vibes that's going to tell you what to say on the right time, right? Be interested in people. Photography is a business of relationships. It's not about your photography. It's about the relationships you create. Okay? So, listen more than you talk. All right? Ask questions about them. Ask questions about them and memorize those questions, those answers. Get to know them. Build a real interest in people. It's really cool. You're going to learn a lot in life if you do that. Give them 100% attention. People are already here. There is no way you can get a more hot or hotter lead than somebody who left the house to meet you to buy to check out your services and try to buy it. There's nothing more harder than that. You cannot let that lead go. That's because they already probably looked you up online, either website or social media. They already like your work. They just need to talk to you to see who you are. Now, if you're a jerk, then you lost it. So gain interest in people. Give them 100% full attention. Cell phone, guys, cell phones are off. My cell phone, when I'm doing consultation, it's off. It's on the top of the table, face down. This is I do all the time. I start a consultation and I go, hold on a second. Take my phone out of it, turn it off, put it facing down, and I look at a client and say, I don't want us to be interrupted. I do this, I wait for the conversation to start. I want them to see me doing that. So I give them full attention. When I'm talking to them, when I'm listening to them, I'm talking to them, I'm looking into their eyes. Right? I'm not getting distracted. I don't want to be distracted at that time. Give them full attention. Keep the conversation about them at this point, at the very beginning. Keep the conversation about them. It's all about them. You want to know if it's a wedding, how did it go? How did the proposal go? And they're going to tell about, everybody likes talking about themselves. So you ask, and I will tell you for sure, because we had clients that are very, very shy, and when they start talking about themselves, they just go on and on and talk. They don't talk about anything else. They're very shy to talk about everything else. But when you start prompting them to talk about themselves, we had great conversations. So people like talking about themselves. So ask them, if you shoot a wedding, how was the proposal? Was it cool? Was it a surprise? Did you cry? You didn't cry? I mean, those type of things make it interesting, because now you're involving bride and groom together. If you shoot a high school senior, if you're sitting with senior and mom, what are your plans for school? Where are you going to? Oh, which degree are you going for? Why did you choose that? That's an interesting one. Why did you choose that? If you don't know, just be honest. Oh, I don't know anything. Tell me a little bit about this degree. This is way before you're talking about pricing. Pricing is the last thing you're going to talk about. Get to know people, right? Get to know people. That conversation slowly, it needs to switch for the sale. Otherwise, you're going to have 2-hour conversation, not sell anything. Okay? It needs to little by little switch to the booking. The way I do this, I can tell you, I mean, you guys have seen my IPS room downstairs. This same thing with the consultation. They come in and there's all these big prints over there, right? I can tell you a story of every single image of those, and that's how I usually switch to the booking at that point. That's my bridge from just like a simple conversation, like maybe like half an hour, 35 minutes talking about something else. That's my bridge when I go into the booking. I start telling stories about this picture, start telling story about the wedding, and they always have something to feed me back. Okay, slowly make the switch to the booking conversation. Okay, so when you get to that point, you need to know your products. You need to know your price of your head. You need to, if you can't memorize your price, the price needs to be accessible right there. No such a thing. Oh, hold on, I'm going to grab the computer and log. No. You want attention. You want focus. The print out of the price doesn't need to be on the table. I usually don't leave it on the table, but I leave it in a way that I can easily reach it. Okay, know your price, know your products, have samples. How many times I need to say this? Have samples. All right, put the sample on your client's hand, on the potential client's hand. This is an album. Boom, put it in hand and stop talking. Don't flip the page for them. Let them flip the page. Let them touch it. Let them smell it. Okay, let them do the work for you. And you just watch, and you watch reactions, you watch the walls, you watch the wall. This is beautiful, oh my goodness. Once they finish, or kind of when they're towards the end, then start highlighting the features of the album. Okay? Hey guys, so look at this album here. This album has thick pages. You grab one page and you woggle it, whatever the word it is, right? You go like this, you see thick pages, so you see there's no gap in between the pages. I can stretch one picture all across, but just don't say it, show it. Open on a page where you have one picture stretched throughout the both pages, or 3/4 of a page. Show them what you're saying. Validation, okay? So show your prices, have samples, tell stories. Stories connect and humanize people. I'm always telling a story here, guys, because I'm a story. Photographers are storytellers. We are storytellers. We need to be good at telling stories. Okay? If you tell a story, it needs to be related to the sale. Okay? Needs to be related to the sales. You can't just be here and suddenly tell a story about your grandmother who died, and it's going to be really hard to come back. All right? Avoid distractions. Avoid interruptions. If they interrupt you, you quiet. Listen to them. Because some people, it's just the way people are. Some people interrupt, right? When people interrupt me, I stop talking, and then I pick up where I stopped. But that's just me. So don't make faces. It annoys me, but don't make faces. All right? So doing all of this, as you can see, it's not like one thing, right? It's never like one thing. Oh, it's not, there's no like a magic bullet that you get, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to start selling. It's a group of things. And if one of those things fall through, it's going to make it harder. It's going to make it harder for you to sell. Right? One thing that you need to do, one thing that I did in the very beginning when I started selling, especially because English is not my first language, I kind of rehearsed a little speech, what I was going to say, right? With time, I was adapting. I went adapting that. Every time it didn't work, I would step back and say, okay, what did I say here? And I realized that I was talking too much, and then I started being more quiet, listening more, asking more questions. Ask a question about them. How did you guys meet? And go back and sit down and just listen to them. After how you guys meet, if it's a wedding, comes an engagement. How was the proposal? Step back. And avoid, guys, this is something that we all do. We all do it, right? Avoid comparing yourself to them. I'll give you an example. How did you guys meet? Oh, yeah, it was a funny story. So we were neighbors. We actually lived in the same street for more than 10 years. We didn't know each other, blah, 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 blah. And then you go like, you know what? My wife and I met the same way. Can you believe that? What a coincidence. They don't care. It's not about you. It's about them. It's not about you. Let's stop this whole thing of I'm not listening to you. I'm thinking about something to say after you start, in the middle of your conversation, or stop talking. Okay? Listen to them, because they're going to give you hints and tips on how to conduct this thing. Watch for body language. Body language is very important, all right? This is, if they are like this, or arms crossed like that, it's really hard to sell. You want them to open up. You want them to lean into you, okay? You want to make that happen, right? It is a science. Sales is a science. Do I have it down to everything? Do I get everything? No. Do I get everything right? No, I don't. I get a lot of things wrong. But every time I get something wrong, that's something that doesn't work, I step back and think, why it didn't work? This had everything to be successful, and it wasn't. Where did I make a mistake? And I go back through the whole thing and see where I make a mistake. Because a lot of times, it's us making the mistake. We either talk too much, or we didn't present the products the way that they resonated with them. Because guys, there is this expression in photography that I hate. I totally hate it. But people throw it like away all the time. Oh, it's not my client. It's not my client. It's not my client. The person came in, had a consultation, walked away. Oh, it's not my client. So, in order for you to come up with an excuse for your failure, you blame the client. It's not my client. How do you know it's not your client? How do you know it's not you who's not being able to create the connection. All right, so let's start looking at us before we send out that vibe. It's not my client, it's not my client. All right, because a lot of times we fail in sales because we don't make connections, and everything's about connections. All right, so let me know here, hit the hearts there if this was useful to you, or just like a bunch of mumbo jumbo and you don't care about any of this. Let me know. Hit those hearts there. I want to see those hearts going up, 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 because I'm going to give you 3 tips that's going to help you to sell more, only if I see a bunch of hearts going up. Come on, let's go. Drum roll. Nothing. Nothing. Come on, guys. Show them some love there. Let's show some interaction. Yeah, here they come. It takes a little bit, right? I think it takes a little bit of delay. Come on, come on. I can get more than that. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. This is important. Remember, if you can take the best picture ever, but if you don't sell, you can't sell. I mean, it's nothing. All right. 3 tips that's going to help you to sell more, and you can implement those tomorrow. Ready? Write down. Be interested in people's story. Listen to people. Ask questions about their story. If you're talking about wedding, ask them how they met. Ask them how was the proposal. Ask them about their families. Ask them questions that they're gonna enjoy talking to you about. All right. Ask them, why did you choose this venue? I mean, what's in this venue that really spiked you that you booked this venue? All right. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to go back to this one. Social media is your friend. Stop hating social media. I know it sucks, but you know what? If you use it right, it's going to make a difference. We've been booking a lot from Instagram. A lot from Instagram, right? Yeah, I'll tell you, we could even book more if I paid more attention to my other Instagram. I'm paying too much attention to this one and not enough in the other one. So post every single day. Post every single day. Write a story and you post. Hashtags. There's this whole debate now. How many hashtags? Because people keep saying it's 30, and the guy from Instagram said no, it's 5. So I don't know. I really do not know how many hashtags to put in there. Right now it's all confusing and stuff. Videos. Instagram is giving a lot of visibility in reels and videos. Create videos behind the scenes, all that. If you do behind the scenes, something that I need to correct on our social media strategy. If you do behind the scenes, show the damn photo finished at the end. And listen, I do this all the time. I need to correct that. I show behind the scenes and hardly ever show the finished picture. This is something that we're going to correct. You're going to start to do this. If you show behind the scenes, show the damn picture. Don't show just behind the scenes. It's like there's some uncooked meat there. So we need to finish this. Last thing and most important, make connections. And I'm going to teach you how to make connections pretty quick because this is getting too long. Make connections. If you shoot wedding, connection with planners, connection with vendors. And guess what? You shoot a wedding in a venue, go there and give them images. I'm not talking about 8 by 10. I'm talking about 24 by 36. Give them an album. Give them an album. Buy a 10 by 10 album and put, guys, you put an album in there, your logo at the end. They're going to be happy. The venue is going to show the album to the upcoming brides. They're going to see if they like it or who is this photographer. Boom. Boom. You get a really hot lead there right now. It doesn't cost you much. Give them an album. Give them a 24 by 30. Ask them what they want. We do this in every single venue that we shoot. We have pictures of us all over. Let me tell you a quick story here. We shoot a lot of weddings on this venue called the Bella Colina Mansion. It's a mansion. It's huge. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. We shoot a lot of weddings there. And one of my weddings, the guy has pictures from all over. A bunch of photographers have pictures there, and I shot one wedding there, and I did a picture. They've been in business forever. I did a picture on a staircase that nobody has ever done that picture there. When the owner looked at that picture, said, "I'd like to have a print of that." I went back and printed like a 24 by 36 metal, and I put my logo in there. Okay, so boom, that picture sits in his office. When people, that's the only picture from photographers that sits in his office, is my picture, has my logo in there. When people walk in there, it's right there behind him, right? Let me tell you, we book a wedding, we're going to shoot a wedding there in December, okay? One of the weddings in December. Talking to the bride, why did you pick the thing? How did you hear about us? The bride went like this. Well, we walk into Bella Colina, and Bobby, the groom, he saw the image there. He went like, that's the photographer going to shoot my wedding. Who's that? Boom, done. They came here, book, didn't ask price, didn't bargain. So, because my picture was there, in the right place and right time. Okay? So, give those venues material so they can work for you, all right? So wedding, connect with planners. You get a lot of referrals from planners. Be nice to the planners. I know sometimes they're paying a butt, but if you make a good connection with them, they're going to love you. They're going to let you do whatever you want. You're going to be all over that timeline, build your own timeline with them. Vendors, provide the image to the vendor. If you shoot event, venues, if you shoot only events, don't shoot weddings, shoot event. Venues are your friend. Do the same thing, the same strategy. Give them image, give them a small album, give them a printed book, but give them something they can refer you back when you need. So seniors, if you shoot senior, schools is a friend, right? You got to figure out a way to get into those schools. And also do this, go and start shooting school events for free. Start shooting your school sports for free. Get your name out there. Soccer game, volleyball game, you out there shooting for the school for free, no charge. So what's happening? All the parents are watching you working. All the parents are seeing you, and hopefully you have a shirt with your name on the back. You have plenty of business cards. When they come to ask, oh, here's my business card, here's my business card. And then you have that website updated. Then you have the social media updated. You have everything. Boom. Now you're booking senior sessions because you gave free work. That's what it is. That is what it is. We do 2 major events a year. We shoot for free, called Pretty in Pink. We shoot those 2 events not only because of marketing, but because it's a good cause. They raise money to help people who have cancer but can't pay for the treatment. All right. It's one of them is really big. It's a 2-day event. Danny goes one day. Dan goes during the day one day. I go at night to shoot like some tennis games and things like that. And then we go the next day again. We spend a lot of hours with them. We spend a lot of time editing those pictures, a lot shooting and get them fast. Guess what? Quite frequently they send us weddings. The venue is sending us weddings, sending us clients. Now we are on the preferred vendor list. How did you get there? By shooting this event. So do something. You're going to get something back. All right? So I think that's all I have to tell you today. Did you like this? Was this useful? Hit that heart there for me. Let me see if this was useful. If you keep doing this, because I think those are very important topics that people don't really talk about them. All right. So if this was useful to you, share this live with your friends. I'm going to post this on our Instagram feed and our YouTube feed and Facebook in a few minutes. And if you're here right now, we are Clay Souza Official. We are at 8:08 with Clay here. We go live every Monday and Wednesday at 8:08 p.m. to talk about photography. We talk about composition, we talk about lighting, and we talk about posing. So thank you so very much for you guys to come to join me again one more time and listen to me, and I hope this was useful to you and helped you. If you have questions, send me a DM, post on a story, do whatever you want, get a hold of me. Use me to answer your questions, because I like that. I like when you guys ask questions. So if you have questions, send me a DM. I will answer you. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Have a great night, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.